So guys, as we move towards the last but not the least startup, I like to call upon our showstopper for the event, the founder of Freelancer.
Hi, good evening, everyone. When I was told that I'll be the last presenter, I was slightly disappointed. I thought everybody would be hungry, everybody would want to go home and crash. But then I realized and I was assured कि सारे investors का जो भी सारा बचा हुआ पैसा रहेगा वो आपको ही मिलेगा. Hoping. To be very honest, this is the first time I am presenting in front of a physical crowd, that too such a large one. And this is our second pitch overall. So कुछ थोड़ा बहुत गलती हो गया तो संभाल लेना. Hi guys, welcome to Freelancer. It's a niche online platform that we have built to connect wedding photography freelancers with wedding firms. Let me explain it to you. Let's take the most popular wedding that happened recently in India, Alia and Ranveer. No, we didn't cover that. But one of the freelancers from Freelancer was present there taking the pictures. Okay, let's keep that aside. Alia and Ranveer's wedding, obviously, they required photographers to cover their wedding. And they appointed, say, XYZ company to do that, wedding photography firm to do that. Now, this wedding photography firm would require at least 10 photographers to give justice to that particular event and to capture all the pictures nicely. But this wedding photography firm would not have all 10 photographers in-house. In fact, the fact is 90% of wedding photography firms in India do not have in-house team. Who do they rely on? Freelancers. And Freelancer exactly connects these freelancers with wedding photography firms. So the whole idea of showing you that ad was to tell you that wedding photography is completely unorganized sector, and these freelancers and the firm owners that I'm talking about face a lot of issues. Let's look at the problems faced by freelancers first. Most of the freelancers have very seasonal kind of a work. November, December, and January, they are quite busy. But the rest of the time, they're sitting at home doing nothing actually. There is no guarantee of work per se. Second thing that they face is lack of exposure. Say a photographer who's born in Surat and has friends and connections in Surat, most of the times gets work from Surat only. But what if he wants to do destination weddings, or what if he wants to venture out of Surat and go to Mumbai or Jaipur or Delhi? There's no exposure as such over there. To ask for work, there is no specific channel. There is no specific platform. So these freelancers, typically what they do is they send you a message over WhatsApp, or they DM you on Instagram and say, this is my kit, this is the equipments that I have, please hire me. And for wedding photography firm owners, it is complete spamming. The moment I get a message like that, I ignore it and it creates a negative impact on me. The next problem these freelancers face is lack of mentorship, lack of guidance. There is nobody to tell them, hold their hands, explain them how to do work. And because of all of these problems, there is no growth for the freelancers. But the problems are not faced only by the freelancers. There are problems which are faced by firm owners as well. Let's look at those. The first one is unorganized way of hiring these freelancers, basically. Now, I myself, I am a wedding photography firm owner. So traditionally, before Freelancer was there, to tell you the fact, there is no other platform in India like Freelancer at the moment. But before Freelancer was there, how I used to hire is typically ask the freelancer I have worked with whether he knows somebody. Or I'll go to a Facebook group of photographers and put a message that, hey, I want a photographer on this date. Or I will go to a WhatsApp group of photographers and put that, hey, I want a photographer on this date. And suddenly 60 people would start messaging me, or 100 people would start calling me. Typically, I want to end up finding a good freelancer. That's why I thought that there is a limited availability of talented freelancers, but that's not the fact. Another problem that I have is high travel costs. Again, if I'm a firm from Mumbai and I want to venture into destination weddings, so to have those initial destination weddings or initial clients, what I have to do is take my entire team from Mumbai, fly them to Goa or Jaipur or any destination, arrange for their travel, arrange for their stay, and that creates a huge dent in my profits. Now, what if there is a platform that is going to list these freelancers city-wise? So if you go and search freelancers in Jaipur or photographers in Jaipur, you get like 30 photographers. You see their work and hire them from there. What I end up doing is saving a lot of cost, travel as well as stay. Another problem that these firm owners face is, limited scope of work. By limited scope of work, what I mean is many a times I get at least 20 to 50 inquiries for a wedding on one particular day, but I can take up or I can do or I can cover only one wedding. Why? Because lack of in-house team and lack of availability of freelancers. So what if I can put together, say, 3 teams of freelancers and send them to cover 3 weddings? Suddenly my profits will become threefold. But that wasn't the case so far. To solve all these problems, the platform that we have created, not just these, but a lot of many other problems that we'll see later. The platform that we have created is Wedlancer. It is co-founded by 3 people. First one, our first founder is Milan Kanani. He is a management grad, but not just that. In wedding space, in last 7 years, he has successfully, impactfully run a wedding video editing firm from Surat itself. I am Puneet Desai. As I mentioned, I have a wedding photography firm which I run from Mumbai. Before that, I have a vast experience of teaching students, commerce and CA students. I'm a chartered accountant by profession, so I have a good educational background as well. And our third co-founder is Abhishek Kanani, extremely popular and extremely talented cinematographer, freelancer in India, one of the most popular, I would say. Um, he also has an experience in teaching students, teaching freelancers. He has conducted a lot of workshops to teach these skills to freelancers in last 3 to 4 years, covering more than 700 students already. Okay, so when we are looking at the market size, to be honest, I need not tell you how big the wedding market is in India. It's a huge market when I talk about weddings. कोई भी wedding छोटे scale पे होता ही नहीं है. And if you're from Surat, you already know how big the weddings are. If I talk about the freelancers, number of freelancers in India, there are approximately 150 lakh freelancers in India. And out of this whole thing, around 1 to 2% market is there for wedding freelancers. So we are looking at a very, very, very big untapped, unorganized market at the moment. That is our total addressable market as of now. It's 1,000 crores when we are looking at countries like India, UAE, Thailand, Canada, and USA. Why particularly these countries is because a lot of Indian population stays over there, a lot of Indian photographers work there, and a lot of destination weddings happen over there. But that's TAM right now. Out of that, currently serviceable market is somewhere around 500 CR because we are currently looking at or targeting only India. And when the model becomes successful, we'll try and replicate that in UAE as well. Currently, Wedlancer is having 3 segments. The first segment is a recruitment platform whereby we are providing jobs to the photographers. The second one is an education platform whereby we are providing a lot of online and offline courses to them to make them able to do what they do. And the third one is our online store where we're going to sell electronics, that is cameras, lenses, and accessories. To understand the whole ecosystem, we need to understand why these 3 products. And typically, to understand that, we have to look at a life cycle of a photographer. See, I'll be very honest. Before IPL came to India, if a particular kid would say to their parents that I want to be a cricketer, parents would say, "नहीं बेटा, तुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा," right? And it's the same thing about photography. But even now, if I tell my parents, in fact, this has happened with me as well, when I announced to my mother and father that I'll be a wedding photographer, they said, "Are you mad? सीए ऐसे ही बना है क्या? वेडिंग फोटोग्राफी करेगा, टेबल पे खड़ा रह के फोटो लेगा." So this is the perception, and we somewhere want to change that perception by creating a economically viable, successful career in photography. So to understand that, let's quickly look at the life cycle of a photographer. Okay, so the moment a dream is born in anybody's mind that I want to be a photographer or I want to be a wedding photographer, you know, one of the things initially that he will think about is learning how to be a wedding photographer. Now, if I say, if I want to be a best engineer in India, kahan se banu? The answer is IIT. Or if I want to be a best MBA from India, kahan se banu? The answer is IIM. अगर मैंने बोला बेस्ट फोटोग्राफर कहाँ से बनूं? What is a school? किसी को अगर स्कूल पता भी है फोटोग्राफी का, तो भी अगर मैं बोलूं अगर मुझे बेस्ट वेडिंग फोटोग्राफर बनना है, तो where to take the education from? There is no platform. That's where freelancer comes into picture. The second thing, after taking that education, or probably before that as well, is what I would require is correct equipment. You know, many a times even a seasoned photographer is confused कि मैं exactly कौन सा equipment purchase करूँ, कौन सा equipment खरीदूँ, and currently there is no platform. There are many stores and many platforms who are selling electronics, but there is no platform who is helping you to take the decision what to buy and why to buy it. So what to buy, why to buy it, which electronics, which cameras and lenses to buy, and after you buy them, how to use them technically. There comes into picture freelancer ka segment number 2, which is going to be electronics. So now let's assume you already have a camera, you already have good education, you are well equipped, you are well educated, and now you want to make money. That's where freelancer is going to handhold you and take you to our third segment, which is basically our primary segment, and that's going to be recruitment. That is providing you with jobs. Reality, a 25-year-old management grad or a 25-year-old IT grad के comparison में a wedding photographer, there is a scope for the wedding photographer to earn at least 3 to 4 times more money than the other guy is earning. But that is going to be possible only if we run the ecosystem successfully. So with all these segments, okay, let's quickly going back. So now that the cycle is clear, that's why these 3 segments, basically the whole idea is to handhold the kid and make him financially successful as a wedding photographer. And we can do that through 3 segments: the recruitment platform, the education platform, and the online store. This is how the roadmap looks. To tell you, if we are self-funded and we are reinvesting our profits, this is how our roadmap would be. Currently, out of the whole 3 segments, we are into 2 segments. First one is recruitment and second one is education. For past 1 year, we are running both these segments as a pilot project. Successfully conducted at least 10 online and offline workshops. And under recruitment platform, there are 2 plans that we are working on. First plan is a subscription-based platform. I'll come to that later. And second one is the inventory platform. I'll explain that later as well. Once that becomes successful this year, half of it is already executed and successful. Next year, we are going to replicate and make it even bigger so that the profits triplicate or become 4 times. So next year would be the launch. Next year to that, to recruitment and education platform, there will be a recruitment platform into B2C market as well. Now what's a B2C market for us? वापस एक बार वही example लेते हैं. If Alia and Ranbir are getting married and they want to hire a photographer, this time let's have a platform which can help them to hire a photographer. So that आज के दिन में जहाँ पे हम freelancers को 10 to 15,000 a day earn करने का capability पे लेके जा रहे हैं, maybe couple of years down the line, they should be earning 50,000 to a lakh rupees. So there comes our B2C platform into recruitment. That's 24. Next year to that, this same B2C platform will be replicated for all the vendors in the wedding industry. When I say all the vendors, so photographers ke alawa, there will be planners, there will be decor guys, there will be caterers, mehndi artists, performers, and everybody would be there in that platform. And next to 2025, that is the roadmap last year, 2026, we are going to introduce electronics or our online store into the whole plethora of products that we have. As I already mentioned, currently out of these all products, 3 products that we are working on as a pilot project and all 3 being successful. Education, there is going to be an online platform. and offline platform that we are running. The price that we are receiving from our customers are anywhere between 1,000 to 13,000 rupees through these online and offline courses. Under recruitment, there are two plans. Plan A is subscription-based model, whereby each participant or each freelancer is giving a subscription fees for which we are giving them work. The subscription fees are 15,000 to 30,000 depending upon the plan. The plan B under recruitment is inventory. This plan we are going to launch in 20 days and it is already successfully executed. There are 100 members who have already listed for this. Here we are going to book the freelancers for a year already in advance and going to sell those dates to the wedding photography firm owners, whereby here they get a work guarantee and these people get reliability. These are the actual floor stacks very quickly. Since the time we have monetized this platform, that is last 6 months, the revenue is already 35 lakh plus from two segments, education and recruitment. There are more than 5,000 users currently, out of which 100 plus are paid users, and within 20 days, there are 100 more who will be joining. So when we end this year, that is 22-23, the revenues look like 2.5 crores. We are poised to increase it to 6 crores when we launch the product next year. And next to next year, when we enter into B2C platform, the revenue will shoot up to approximately 20 CR. Other stats, our customer retention ratio is 2 to 4 years. Customer acquisition cost right now is 5,500. That is a higher estimate. And on a lower side, total amount that we receive per customer per annum is 30,000. 2026 is the year when we are thinking about launching electronics and before that the B2C platform. But if we want to fast forward this and make it happen by 23-24, we require funds. And that is exactly why we are here today. We are asking for 1 CR of investment for pure equity of 10%. This is how we are going to utilize 1 CR. Most of it is going to go into marketing. 30% will be for the product development, that is developing the IT platform for it, and rest of the 25% is for working capital. That's it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, good presentation. So my question is like, don't you think you are going into multiple sector like edtech? You're also going on the e-commerce side of things like retail sellings and educations also.
Yes. So basically, it's an ecosystem that we are going to build, and the whole dream has come from the very struggle that all three founders have faced. Right? We all are photographers. At every stage of our career, we thought that this is something that was missing. This is something that was missing. So to create that link, this is something that we are building.
So don't you think like if you focus on one particular sector, let's take the education's one first, and if you start generating revenue on that, this will be a more advantageous to you because like saving of the inventory on the platform is a kind of thing they can go at any of the retail store and they can buy that. Right. Okay. You can guide them with your consultancy or these kind of things. So that can be a part, secondary part.
Right.
And might be like education if you are purely focusing on that, and if you start working on that, that can be a good source of revenue for you.
Absolutely.
And going into multiple sector and not focusing on particular sector because this will divide your focus.
Right.
So don't you think on that?
Yes, I partly agree with you, but I have counter theory to this. Fortunately, we have a talented team, and we have three founders, as we have mentioned, right? I have a good background in teaching students, so the education would be my sector. Milan would be handling the recruitment platform and handling the freelancers and looking at the electronics part. That is where the Abhishek comes into play later, the sales part of it. So the duties are divided. It's just that we have to get it together.
And whatever the sales you talk about 35 lakhs, whatever the revenue you have generated, it's from the education side also or it's a recruitment?
Yes. So 20 lakh is generated from education platform. We have done 10 online plus offline courses together so far. And remaining is generated from the recruitment platform. When I say recruitment, it was the plan A recruitment, where people have subscriptions. They pay 15,000 rupees a year to list themselves on the platform. From there, we have generated the rest of the revenue.
And what's the revenue they are getting? Let's say if any other freelancers join your platform at around 15 or 30K.
Okay.
So what the revenue they are getting annually or monthly?
Okay, so the stats say that between November, December, and January, we have got a request of 10,000 dates during those 3 months. Freelancer has got a request for 10,000 dates to be filled. Each of the paid member had got anywhere between 8 to 10 dates, which means he has generated a revenue of approximately 1,50,000. That is something which is known to the platform. Now, what the platform is doing, it's connecting you and her, the freelancer and the firm owner. So after first connection has happened, I don't know how many more times that you have worked with her, but basically we have given you that first opening. So your return on investment could be like 15 times or 20 times also.
So how you are going to channelize that? That will be your commission part also if you are just charging that.
Yes. Now, there are a lot of freelancers who feel that this is an uncertain area where I subscribe. If I get a call, I don't know whether I'll be confident enough to convert that inquiry into an actual assignment. For them, the second area comes into picture, which is commission based. Now, in commission based, the commission will be around 12.5% that we will charge from the fees. So here, the revenue for us is more. The tent for the freelancer is less, but we are taking all the tension off his head because we are managing his inventory.
So inventory will be provided by you.
Yes. What is happening? The 100 freelancers that are already onboarded with us, we have given them, depending upon the work that they do, the quality of work that they do, we have given them a guarantee of 80 to 100 days of work, which is somewhere around 10 to 12 lakh rupees of revenue in a year, versus we charge them 12.5% fees.
And let's talk about the recruitment part. Let's go on that. So once you talk about there are two models on that. So if you can just describe more on that, like both the recruitment parts, because like I'm pretty much confused on that, and how that will be more beneficial to you. Because seeing on both the parts, yes, definitely you can work on that, and as you are working and generating revenue on that, so I'll be pretty much like what time will be required for the break even also. Is it profitable? What are the scenes there?
So as I said, the acquisition cost on a higher end is 5,500 per customer, and we are generating, if it's in the ecosystem, if he is only on a subscription-based model, we are still earning 15,000, right? So at least 65% is our gross margins over there. Versus if he is into plan B of recruitment, there again the acquisition cost is as low as 5,500 only. But there we are generating a revenue of around 1,20,000. So gross margins are huge over there. Now, why you have been given two options is because you think, as a freelancer, that I don't want to pay 12.5% commission. I want to take the dates, convert them myself, and see what I can do. Versus if you are a freelancer who doesn't want that headache, you want to be a freelancer, but with a work guarantee that I'll be occupied 100 days in a year. For that, I'm ready to shell out 10% of my income. The commission-based model comes into picture. Both are pilot projects and both have 100 subscribers, which we are poised to replicate next year.
What I wanted to know is, do you have any plans of expansion other than the wedding industry as well towards the future? For example, I run a media agency myself. We look for photographers for brand collaborations a lot of times.
I'll get in touch with you. So, the thing is, see, in my second model, we have already promised the freelancers 100 days of work in a year, right? I'm pretty much sure that the 100 days would be occupied in wedding only. But there are 365 days in a year. So rest of the calendar is still free. And we would think about, tying up with corporate clients or events like this. As you can see around, like there are 15 people who are covering this event. Out of that, 13 people are hired from Midlands. So we don't mind covering corporate events or tying up with agencies like you, but let me concentrate this year on this first.
Definitely great pitch, and I think we should meet outside for due diligence as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.